Diontae Johnson waived by Texans after locker room incident. Rodgers taking time on future. The curious case of Diontae Johnson, from Panthers to Texans to nowhere? Well, it looks like Diontae Johnson is adding yet another chapter to his very eventful NFL journey. This time, it's a rather dramatic turn as the former Carolina Panthers, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Baltimore Ravens wide receiver has just been waived by the Houston Texans. Yes, you heard it right, waived. Just 2 appearances for the Texans, and boom, he's out the door. Let's break it down, shall we? The rollercoaster ride of Diontae Johnson's 2024 season. Let's take a moment to appreciate the drama that was Diontae Johnson's 2024 NFL campaign. It all started with the Panthers, who snagged him from the Steelers in March. In exchange, the Steelers received cornerback Diontae Jackson and a pick swap, so the Panthers essentially traded for some serious mystery box value. Johnson suited up for 7 games with Carolina, only to get shipped off to Baltimore in October, like a player on the world's shortest rental agreement. But wait, there's more. After a mere 4 games with the Ravens, the team decided they'd had enough of the drama and sent him packing on December 20th. If you're keeping score, that's 2 teams in just 3 months. Can someone get this guy a frequent flyer program? Apparently, the Ravens didn't see eye to eye with him either, and they cut ties. Then came Houston, the place where Johnson tried to make his grand return to relevance. However, he only made 2 appearances before the Texans waved the white flag and released him just ahead of their big divisional round matchup against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans are now the 4th team in a single season to decide they've had enough of Johnson's antics. Yikes. The locker room scene. So, what exactly went down in the Houston locker room? According to reports, Johnson was visibly upset after the Texans' wild card round win over the Los Angeles Chargers. Apparently, he didn't take too kindly to his role, and made a scene in the locker room. Now, we're not talking about a dramatic one-man show here, but let's just say Johnson didn't hold back when it came to voicing his frustration. If this was a reality show, this would be the previously on moment where the producers make sure to really tease the juicy part. It's unclear exactly what sparked the outburst, but what we do know is that the Texans weren't having it. And just like that, Diontae Johnson found himself on the waiver wire for the 4th time in 2024. It's safe to say he's not exactly the go-to guy for a team's future plans right now. Aaron Rodgers' retirement drama. Is this the final dance? Aaron Rodgers, the man, the myth, the future Hall of Famer. The 41-year-old quarterback is currently holding his future in the NFL hostage, or should we say, he's taking his time. After a season that included 500 touchdowns, 60.000 passing yards, and, of course, an Achilles injury that kept him sidelined for the start of the 2023 season, Rodgers is now on a quest to figure out his future. It's 2025, and Rodgers is sitting back, taking a deep breath, and patiently waiting to see what the New York Jets do in their search for a new head coach and general manager. According to Rodgers himself, the next steps in his career depend entirely on the Jets' new leadership. I think everybody understands that it's going to come down to the GM and coach and myself, and whether we all want to do a dance together, or if it's not in the cards. Rodgers told the world on The Pat McAfee Show, "I don't know about you, but I can't stop imagining Rodgers in the middle of a dramatic slow dance with some GM and coach, gazing deeply into their eyes, contemplating whether he'll be back for another season. But I digress. The Jets have been doing some serious speed dating with potential candidates for their GM and head coach positions. Among the names being considered are John Eric Sullivan, Ryan Grigson, Arthur Smith, and even Rex Ryan, because nothing says fresh start like inviting your old coach back. Right? Rodgers has yet to have extensive conversations with the franchise. But when it's all said and done, it's clear that his decision will be influenced heavily by who the Jets decide to bring in. Rodgers has also had some input from a former teammate, Brett Favre. The legendary quarterback advised Rodgers to follow his gut. If you want to play, if there's anything in your gut that's telling you, "Man, I think I could go one more year," then I would say do it. Favre said, because once you leave, that's it. And just like that, Rodgers is on a personal crossroads, to play or not to play. That is the question. Bill Belichick. Is he really done with the NFL? Wait, what? Bill Belichick coaching college football now? That's right, folks. The six-time Super Bowl champion and arguably the greatest coach in NFL history has taken his talents to North Carolina, becoming the new head coach of the Tar Heels. But here's the kicker. He still hasn't signed his contract. Yep, you read that correctly. After being introduced in December, Belichick has been busy assembling a staff and recruiting future stars for UNC. But there's just one little hiccup. The guy hasn't put pen to paper yet. The school confirmed this week that Belichick's deal is still unsigned, leaving some to wonder if this is the start of a new chapter in college football or just a brief pit stop before he returns to the NFL. Sources tell CBS Sports that this lack of a formal contract could lead to some legal gray areas. What happens if Belichick decides to leave for the NFL? Would UNC be able to enforce its buyout clause? Well, there's a catch. The buyout currently stands at $10 million. But that figure drops to just $1 million this summer. So, if he decides to leave in the next few months, the Tar Heels might be a bit disappointed. However, let's not jump to conclusions. Despite the uncertainty around his contract, Belichick seems committed to the college gig. He's already added some impressive names to his staff, including longtime NFL special teams coach Mike Prefer and Western Kentucky offensive coordinator Will Friend. And in a recent press conference, Belichick made it clear, "I didn't come to North Carolina to leave." Well, that's about as firm a statement as you can get, right? For now, it looks like the NFL may have seen the last of Belichick. But knowing him, we should never rule anything out. Stay tuned. Conclusion. The NFL's offseason drama continues. From Diontae Johnson's locker room tantrum to Aaron Rodgers' flirtation with retirement, and Bill Belichick's college football detour, the NFL offseason is serving up drama, and more drama. Will Rodgers decide to go for another season with the Jets? Will Belichick ever officially sign with UNC? And where in the world will Diontae Johnson end up next? The answers to these questions may not be clear right now. But one thing's for sure, the 2025 NFL offseason is shaping up to be a wild ride. Stay tuned, folks. You never know what's going to happen next.